Alright, so we have our bases. We have them set in the bench top. So I have the cutouts that they're sitting in. So now what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to measure from the bottom here up, and then I want to make a cut that's going to be flat. So it's going to be flat to the bench top. So that way it's on the same plane as the bench top. So whenever it sits, the bench top will be level. So that's what I'm going for. So we'll get my squares and whatnot and start measuring and cutting a line. I think I'm gonna go with 24 inches. So yeah, I'm going to look at a couple of chairs. I think 24-inch height is going to be pretty good from the top of the table. All right, so far the best way I can figure out is to I put two squares together because that's what I have, and so I'm going to measure the underside of the bench with this, and the top side should give me 2 feet from this bottom here to the top square here. The bottom square, the big square, is 2 feet from the bottom corner to the top measuring part. The width of the small square is the same as the width of the big square on this leg and this leg. So if I put the bottom of this square to the top, if I go measure from bottom to top, that should give me my 24 inches that I'm looking for from the top of the bench, or the bottom of our work surface that we're working on right now. So kind of a contraption right here, but that's the best thing I can come up with right now to get some measurements on how I can get 24 inches somewhat accurately. And of course it's only going to be as accurate as the surface I'm measuring from, but you know, this isn't doesn't have to be perfectly flat, but what I want it to be is, you know, as flat as possible. And this thing is heavy. And I don't want to lean too far. I want to try to keep it just as straight up and down as I can. Alright, so this really sits good. It's pretty solid. The bottoms, this one looks really good. Looks pretty flush all the way around. This one over here has a little gap on one side, which I figured it would because I was off a little on my cut. So I think I could fix that pretty easily. At least get it pretty close. As it sits right now, it's still pretty solid. I mean, I could always shim it, but I think I am going to try to get it more uniform so it sits good. I mean, it's a pretty substantial bench here. I mean, it's it's pretty long. I can yeah, this is good. And it is a little tall for a bench. Of course, I am not tall, but I imagine a tall person it would be almost perfect. But it is a little tall. But I did that too because I'm thinking I may want it as a coffee table, a long coffee table. So that way you can kind of sit up to it if you need to. And I wanted to make it a little taller than what I needed. And if I found it to be too tall, I can always go back and cut some more off the legs. So it'd be hard to add more on the legs, but it's not so difficult to cut off. Anyhow, so far I'm liking it a lot. I am going to make a runner to go between here and there, mortise and tenon where it comes out on the other side, and so that'll help shore some of the lateral movement of it. And I was going to make it to where the top just floats on it. I can still do that, and I may still do that. I'm going to put that runner in the middle first and see. I could always drill and peg the top as tight as it is. I think that would help it. But I think I just like the idea really more than anything of putting a runner down here at the bottom. I think it'd break up some of this big open space down here. And so this is obviously the good looking side with you're looking at the insides of the stump pieces, whereas on the back side, the back side would show the runner more with the ends cut through and the pegs. So if I did turn it into a coffee table, it would have a more appealing look on both sides than just a one-sided bench. So anyhow, all right, so far I'm really happy with it. Alright, so I think I pretty well have my marks where I want to cut my mortise out on the outside, the inside, on both sides. Some of it's guesswork, some based off of the lines that I drew. I tried to do the best I could because can't get a true flat line on how wide to make it. It's got to be at an angle. So we're gonna go with it and see what we have. So I got some cribbing set up between these and this pipe clamp on top to kind of tighten it all up, so that way I can push against this whenever I'm drilling. I have some long auger bits that I'm gonna hand drill through here and see how they come out. All right, so I'm gonna punch this, and I'm gonna try to keep a line of sight with the one across from me in those lines. Try to keep that lined up as I drill, and we'll see what we got. So I tried to catch it before I popped through, like I did on the other side. I caught it just as the auger screw was coming out. These actually went through, which I don't like to do because it'll blow out the other side, but it is what it is. Now, my line runs exactly from here to here, so I missed both of them exactly on the outside line. So that's what I said, I'm just gonna move my mortise pocket over this way and see if that'll if that's more true, because on this one over here, I don't know if you can see the inside holes. Right here and here. Here's the hole, here's the middle line. Here's the hole, here's the middle line. The challenge on this is, I mean, because you normally go in, you know, perpendicular to the face of what you're chopping into, but this, I'm trying to follow these holes as best I can to go straight. So I'm going to go this way a ways, and then I'll flip it over and do the other side, and hopefully I can get them to meet up somewhere in the middle. But I got a good bit of stuff to get through, so this is going to be a little bit. But anyhow, this is what we got. She is running back and forth with her toy. You mad at it? You mad at it? Huh? What did it do?